best officer in my whole entire life.
Hi guys, welcome on my channel. So today it's story time. So well, this incident happened like 3 years ago before I come to UK. So there was that weird man who was following my mom. So he followed my mom from the shop to my house, and then so he followed my mom. My mom noticed him, and my mom called me and be like, you know what are you doing? You know, when I'm coming, don't come out of the house, just let the door open. I'll come in quickly and then I'll close the door because someone is following me. So at first I was like, maybe she's being paranoid, maybe the person is just walking behind her or whatever, but I didn't take it too seriously. So the person was like proper following her, and when she reached at mine, she closed the door, she put the lock, and we stayed inside. Then she was like, okay, let me see through the window if I can see the person. And he was here waiting in front of the gate. So we were like, what do you want? Like, we didn't know what to do at that time. I think it was a bit weird because no one would just come and, you know, stand in front of your gate. If they need you, they would call you out or something like that. So he stayed there for around 15 minutes and then he went away. So we were like, oh, thank God he went. And after 10 minutes he came back. So he came back and you know, he crossed the road because like we live on the main road. So he crossed the road and went to the other side of the road where you can see my house, like, you know. And then, because it was a Sunday, so in Mauritius on Sundays, especially in my locality, people don't normally go out that much on the street. So around 6 and 7 in the evening, there is not really that much people on the street. So on that day, there was really no one on the street. So what he was doing, that he stood, you know, just on the other side of the road, and he started masturbating. And I'm not even kidding. Like, he didn't took his private part out, but you know, he was playing with it. So we noticed that, and we were like, oh my God, that man is creepy. So we stayed inside, we didn't go out, but then my mom had to go and throw the waste. So my mom opened the door, went out to go and throw the waste, and then he called my mom, and my mom was like, what do you want? Just go away or I'll call the police. And he didn't listen to my mom. He kept on doing this, and then he crossed the road, he came in front of the gate, and he started doing, you know, what he was doing. And then, like, it was so frustrating and at the same time, you know, scary. Like, we didn't know what to do. So then we tried to contact the police. Oh my God. So I'm going to put a small disclaimer. I'm not saying that all the police are bad, but on that day we didn't have the best experience with the police. So what happened was, we called the police and no one was picking up. No one. So because we have different numbers of different places, of different towns, so we tried every number because we had no choice. And then the other one would be like, okay, you need to call that station, and we're like, we were calling but they are not picking up. And then we call like the main branch, and they were like, okay, let us try and we'll see. And they tried and no one was picking up. So they realized that we were not lying, no one was actually picking up. And after some times we were like, okay, he started, you know, calling us out, and he was, you know, masturbating. So we were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? So we called some relatives. We called them and we were like, you know, there's a man in front of our gate and he's doing this and that. So they came and they saw him and they tried to catch him. And one thing I want to say is that I'm against violence, but at that time, you know, he got hit by my uncles. And then we took the van and we went to the police station. There was a lady police officer there. She was on the phone. I don't know with whom she was speaking, but she was on the phone. We got in and she was not paying attention to us. Like, we were sitting there and waiting for her to finish. And at that time, you know, because all this situation was so scary and confusing, I got so angry, and I started like lashing out on her. I was like, you are such an irresponsible police officer. We are waiting here for minutes and you're not even paying attention to us. And then she was like, okay, calm down, ma'am, what's the matter? So I started explaining the matter and everything. And then she was like, anyway, we couldn't do anything because, you know, there was no van for the police officer to come at mine. But when we came, you know, to the police station, there was a van outside. Then I told her, look at her. And I was like, there's something outside there. Is it a police van? And she was like, yes, but there are no one to drive the van. I was like, I don't care whether there are people to drive the van or not, but you're a police officer. Your duty is to protect us, the public. You can't come and tell me we don't have enough police officers to drive a van. What if the man came into my house and raped me and my mom? Didn't happen, but what if? And I was like, I've never seen such a careless officer in my whole entire life. And I told her, I remember clearly, I told her, you're useless. I know it's bad. I know it's bad. But at that time, I wasn't thinking anything. I was so angry and I was like, that man could have easily come and rape us. And instead of trying to help us, all you can tell me is that we don't have enough van, we don't have enough police officers, we don't have this, we don't have that, I'm the only one working here. And I'm like, I'm sure you're not the only one. Then because there was so much noise, I was making so much noise, one police officer came out. Oh my god, this man was drunk. How can you be drunk on duty? I didn't argue with him because I don't argue with drunk people, because in my view they don't have the capacity to understand and to measure the seriousness of the situation. So I was like, okay, there's no point of arguing with that man. So I told the lady, I don't know how you're going to do this. Get me police officers and come with us, because I'm sure the man will come back. So when the van was coming, like, we got into our van and the police van came, because at the time where I was speaking to that lady and I was telling her, you know, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I need police officers. There was another police van coming with police officers in the van, and they, as soon as they came, they set off to, to follow us to come at mine. So when we were approaching, the man was still in front of the door, and when he saw the police, he ran into the sugarcane field. And there were 4 police officers, none of them were able to catch him. So because one of the relatives knew where that man lived, so they took the police officer there, and the man went up at his as well. And yeah, he ran away, and the next day we were like very scared because we were like, we don't know this man. We know he's a member of the locality, but we don't really know him. So we were like, he can come back and take revenge because we called the police on him. But he left the village. We got the news that he left the village, and yeah, that's it. It's not a long story, but it was one of my weird experience with the police. I think my experience with the police is worse than what the man did. Like, I'm not saying that the man did right. He was clearly masturbating in front of my gate, but we expect the police, you know, to do their job, and all they could do was nothing. They were useless. And like I said, not all police officers are like this, but yeah, it was like the day I got into an argument with a police officer. And trust me, normally when I see police officers, I would try to measure my words and not do things that would get me into trouble, and, you know, be very respectful and very nice to them. But on that day, oh my god, I feel bad to say that, but I wasn't respectful to her. I was very, very mean to her because I was angry, because I was just angry. I think you would understand the situation. I'm sure if you were in my place, you would have the same reaction, especially when they say they can't help you, you know. Well, that's all. I hope you like the story, and I've tried hard to record this. I was very sick this morning. I tried hard to record it and it wasn't happening. So hopefully I post this video up soon. Well, I hope you like it, and don't forget to subscribe and to thumbs up. I'll see you next time.